Hey, what's going on, everybody? I got to see F1 the movie. I got to see this in IMAX, which was the recommended way to view this. It was made for the IMAX screen. Let's talk about this because I'm not really a big Formula One guy. Like, I don't have like a lot of invested interest in it. But what I did know is I loved what director Joseph Kosinski did with Top Gun Maverick. I thought he just did a bang-up job on that film. This was kind of being pitched as Top Gun on wheels, so I was very interested to see what he would do with this. It sounds like it's kind of right in his wheelhouse. So add on top of that the stellar cast and like Brad Pitt and Javier Bardem, and I know Damsen Idris is coming up for a lot of people. I never watched Snowfall, that show that he was big off of, but like I've just heard the name quite a bit lately, so I was interested to see what this movie would be all about. And I also just really love like a really fun summertime IMAX experience like this, so it really did have everything going for it, and the result turned out to be pretty good. I enjoyed this movie, honestly. I thought it was very intriguing. I mean, it actually did make me appreciate a lot of what F1 entails. Like, there's a lot more that goes into it than I think a lot of people would really think, and I think that that's good when it can take somebody like me who had no real invested interest in F1 before, other than thinking that the cars sound kind of cool, and then on top of that, just making me appreciate it a lot more. It's not something I would think I would follow, but like I think if an F1 race was on, I would appreciate like what was happening on the TV screen a bit more than I used to, and that's pretty cool. That's a really good feat for this film, and I thought Brad Pitt did an excellent job here. I really think he's playing a role that I haven't seen him play before. He's not exactly his character from Seven, but he's also not exactly Aldo Rain from Inglourious Bastards. He's kind of like somewhere in between that, I would say. He kind of has this like smart assery about him, but he really cares. Like, he has a lot of heart, and there's a lot more layers to his character than I was actually expecting going into it, and they did a very good job building characters out throughout the entirety of the film and really setting up a lot of these relationships, and I was really pleased to see that on the part of Joseph Kosinski, which did well with the characters in Top Gun Maverick, but I think that this is a much more layered character piece than Maverick was, and it's also just a very ambitious film with its runtime being 2 hours and 35 minutes, which I gotta say did wind up being a little over long. I do think that there's a couple scenes that maybe you could have cut down. There's one in particular, very intense racing scene that involves a crash, and I gotta say it's intense in the moment and it plays very well on the IMAX screen especially, but I did kind of look at it and wonder what exactly did it all do for the characters, especially by the time I got to the end of it. I feel like we would have ended up at the same exact place without this one very, again, intense crash sequence that is very dramatic, and I won't say which characters it involves, but does involve some big characters, but ultimately doesn't really have a lot of bearing on the character arcs, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't do a lot. It kind of happens, and then our characters are kind of right back where they were toward the beginning of the film, and I did like where the character arcs ultimately ended up going by the end of it, so don't take me the wrong way here. Like, the character arcs in this movie are very good and they get paid off extremely well. It's really worth watching this movie for that. I just think that there are things you can cut because they did not have a lot of effect on the film overall, other than like, wow, that scene was intense, but what did it do for our characters? You know, it was just more to have an intense IMAX experience more than anything else. The car sequences are shot astoundingly. I was blown away by some of the camera angles that they were able to use throughout this. In this film, Sonny Hayes, played by Brad Pitt, joins Joshua Pierce's team, played by Damsen Idris, and throughout the film you just kind of see their relationship not be very good. It's very rocky throughout pretty much the entirety of the movie, and I like that it kind of writes itself into a corner where it kind of says, how are they ever gonna like see eye to eye, like get out of this rocky relationship that they have? And it does make you root for them in a lot of ways, and I think that the movie did a good job writing itself out of that, even though, like I said, it kind of did it in a roundabout way. Like, there's one scene that was like, why was that there? But like, the character of Sonny Hayes to me is really cool. Like, this is a character I want to see again. I would like to to see a sequel to this. And what I really enjoyed is, while this is a fictional story, like, it almost feels like it could have been a true story within F1. It's very grounded, and it actually takes like real things from F1 and incorporates it. Like, you could tell that they've really done their research. By the way, there's a rumor that Sonny Hayes' character will meet up with Tom Cruise's character from Days of Thunder. Like, I'm cool with that if they want to do that. Like, that's been kind of going around. Like, I think I could see that working out extremely well, especially since Tom Cruise already has a relationship with Joseph Kosinski. Why not? You know, I think that the only issue would be like the different studios, which I'm not sure if they are or not. I never really looked into it that much, but that could be a rights thing if they're under different studios. But other than that, like, I would love to see those two characters cross over. Really enjoyed this film's soundtrack too. I was really surprised. Like, almost every song on the F1 soundtrack is like a banger. That's always refreshing to hear and see. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on F1. Have you seen the film? Were you interested in the film? Are you going to go see it based on this review, or are you not going to go see it based on this review? Let me know in the comments below. If you can still find an IMAX screening, I know I'm uploading this one kind of late, go see it in the IMAX. If not, I guess you're gonna have to wait for Apple TV or whatever. And I do hope that when they put it on Apple that they keep that IMAX ratio, because I do think it adds a whole heck of a lot to this film. I want to thank you guys for joining today. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Before I get out of here, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends. My name is Dom, and I will talk to you guys later.